This video contains strong language not suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
So, welcome back to 5% Chance of Disaster, D&D show with only 6 white dudes today. We lost one and the lady.
Where did they rest in peace?
They went to go do like life stuff, like work. But yeah, so when we last left off the regular adventure, because last week was a very interesting one shot. Where we left off the previous week, you had all been brought into the fortress of the shield bearers of the saint and escorted to basically like an enormous gathering hall with a 40-foot circle in the stones, where the floor is sand. Inside that circle is Sir Bartholomew, the man who issued the summons to you, Lami, because of previous issues with you wearing his order's symbol and him taking offense to that.
Bunch of bullshit.
You were allowed to bring a second into the ring.
Whoa!
And there he is now. Your second stumbles into the room. But Thrall has been escorted down with you by an acolyte whose name was Bruce. For those of you taking notes.
Acolyte Bruce.
Acolyte Bruce. Hello, my name is Bruce. Except he's not a Kiwi. And so you were brought.
Can he still be a shark?
You'll have to ask him. But you were brought by Bruce into this gathering hall where Sir Bartholomew, who's again if you took Mr. Clean and Arnold Schwarzenegger and put them in a blender, this is more or less what you're going to get. And behind him, on sort of a somewhat raised stone dais, in a very ornamented but simple chair, is a man that you all have been told is Lord Commander Odric, who is basically the chapter head of this portion of the order. So Lami and Thrall are down in this area, outside of the ring, probably 50 feet away from the center. Maury, Thalia, Lythar, and Ronan are up in a viewing gallery. So you have a clear view of the entire room. And there's a couple of other members of the shield bearers sort of standing in this area. However, one of your party is not with the rest of you.
Where'd they go?
Your good buddy Robbie took it upon himself to infiltrate in his own way, and managed to sneak his way into the rafters, and is currently perched above the scrum, about 60 feet up.
The fuck is a scrum?
It's a rugby term when all of the teams just slam into each other and push. That's technically a scrum, or just any kind of fight. So perched above the inevitable scrum is Robbie, with his hand retracted, and the Eldritch Cannon is ready to go, but not about to fire. You have an eye in the sky that none of you know about, because
we got an AC 130. Hashtag
AC
bring
130
the rain.
above.
We have the new Iron Giant.
Yeah, damn, no. Boy, I hate that. No.
Wait, there's a new Iron Giant?
No, they're not going to redo that.
Unless
Vin
they
Diesel
shouldn't,
like,
because it was perfect in every way.
It was.
And speaking of perfect, what an excellent segue to begin our game. Are there any questions before we start?
How shiny is Lami?
Pretty shiny.
Okay.
You shined
That's
up
all I
before you
needed
came
to
in.
know.
I took a shower. Took a nice
Do dragons shower, or do you take like dust baths?
scrub a dub.
This is an
really fast,
important
yes.
question.
I'm gonna go with shower.
Okay.
Yeah, they bathe. It's not like a chinchilla.
Yeah,
Well, like lizards take dust baths.
Lizards a lot of times take dust baths because water is not available, and also too much water drops their body temperature, and then they go to sleep in the puddle and drown.
Forever.
Just like my
Perma-sleep.
ex-wife.
Although iguanas swim quite a
I
bit.
don't have an.
Oh yeah, I don't have an iguana. So with that, well, literally the last thing we left off with was the doors are closing behind you, and there's like a kind of resonant boom that rings out into the room. And Bartholomew is standing there with his great sword sort of planted in the sand, and he looks up at you.
None shall pass.
And he looks up from the crag of his brow. He goes, "Step forward."
I forgot he was German. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna walk forward reluctantly because I don't want it to look like I'm doing anything he tells me to do.
I'm just gonna follow Lamy.
And as you guys step forward, as you get up to the edge of the ring of stones, he goes, "Stop. Do you know why you are here?"
Not a clue.
"You have been found in violation of our oaths. You are not a member of the order, but you are wearing the armor. Do you know what this means?"
See previous statement. No, I do not know what this means.
Give me 1 second. I have more of this written up, and I totally forgot to open it. I'm super good at this.
Improvise.
Bartholomew kind of like he's still standing in, like he is locked in this pose like he's a statue.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're like, "No, I don't know why I'm here," you see like, his eyes hardened a little bit, like out of frustration. And he goes to open his mouth, and from behind him, you hear the older man on the throne go, "Bartholomew, he's new here. We should probably give him a little more information before the trial starts. This isn't exactly fair." Bartholomew just goes, "Yes, Lord Commander," and pulls his sword out and slips it over his shoulder into his sheath.
Mm-hmm.
He steps forward and goes, and it's kind of the same posture, but a little closer towards you without the sword. He goes, "This is a trial to see if you are worthy of wearing the armor. If you are, if you answer the questions we have truthfully and honestly, and if you are able to best me in combat, you may wear the armor as a member of our order. If you lie to me or fail to best me in combat, you will lose your right to the armor, it will be stripped from you, and you will be sent on your way. If you lose the armor, but we find you worthy, we will allow you to apply to earn the right to wear the armor. Do you understand?"
I see. Seems a bit dramatic to me.
And Bartholomew doesn't move, but he turns his eyes and looks at Thrall. Goes, "Second, do you vouch for this man?"
I do.
You make it sound like we're getting married.
Unfortunately, I do not do marriages. It is not in my purview. And he takes a step back and goes, step into the circle and know that if you lie, we will know.
What am I gonna burst into flames or something?
And you see his eyes get harder, but you see like a little bit of tugging in his, like he's trying not to crack a smirk, and he goes, perhaps. Step into the circle. We will
Sweet.
begin.
I'm gonna walk into the circle, kind of just chilling.
Are we playing the hokey pokey?
I'm gonna cast Hex.
Ooh.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
He disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay, one moment.
I've been trying to
And
find a meme.
That's
I
at
can't
level 3, so it lasts for 8 hours.
Nice.
Give me a stealth check, please. Because there is a verbal component to this.
Uh-huh. I do still have Pass Without a Trace going.
Mm-hmm. So enjoy your plus 10. I'm waiting for the word 11.
30.
Failed. Trashed it. Ruined it.
Okay. As Bartholomew sort of steps back to keep the pacing between Thrall and Lami the same, he takes a step back and his knee kind of buckles a little bit, but he recovers and just kind of, it's the faintest little stumble. And then he continues backing up to maintain the distance. And as Thrall and Lami step into this ring, Commander Odric from the dais stands up and pulls out a necklace, almost like a large brooch, and he pulls it over his head, wraps the chain around his hand, and holds it out in front of him and starts chanting. And the entire ring, stone by stone, starts to glow with white light and form this vertical column that reaches up, and everyone in the stands just sees this shimmering, almost completely transparent column just rise up through all of these things. And Lami, you feel a presence kind of settle onto you. It almost feels like when you were a child, your father's hand on your shoulder when he was asking you, who broke the window?
Uh-oh.
Thrall, you feel nothing out of the ordinary.
I cannot lie.
And Robbie, you are outside of this ring, but you see the edge of this is probably 10 feet away from the snout of the gargoyle you're perched on. And as it rises up into the ceiling, and you see a similar ring of stones in the ceiling start to glow. And the whole thing just kind of has this very gentle, iridescent shimmer to it. Bartholomew stands directly in front of Commander Odric and says, "You, tell us how you came upon the armor that you are wearing."
Well, that's a pretty good story, you see. I found it in the sewers on a dead guy. Thought it looked pretty cool. And I'm wearing it.
Have you done anything shameful or that would bring dishonor since you have donned that armor?
Maybe.
When you say maybe, you feel that pressure on your shoulders squeeze a little bit. And Bartholomew quirks an eyebrow and goes, yes or no?
What would be considered dishonorable to you people?
Have you slaughtered any innocents?
Nope.
Have you disgraced yourself or your traveling companions?
Well, I mean, I disgrace myself every day, but other than that, no.
And he kind of looks at the ring. And he looks back at you. And then he looks over to Thrall. He goes, second, has this man done anything dishonorable in the armor?
Not that I can recall.
Well, so the next question is for both of you. Why do you fight?
Why do the leaves fall?
This is a trial, not a battle of wits. But if you would like to have one,
I just won, in case you were curious.
what do you fight for?
I fight to protect those around me. It feels as if it's something I must do.
You feel that tension kind of loosen up a little bit from your shoulders. Second, why do you fight?
Fight for honor and to protect those that cannot themselves.
And Bartholomew takes another quick glance around at the rings. He goes, well, what do you two know of our order?
Not a damn thing.
Nothing.
We fight as you do. We fight to defend those who cannot defend themselves. And we fight those who would prey on them. We are the shield bearers of the saint. She has no name. Her name has been lost to history, but we fight to one day return it.
So what you're telling me is y'all forgot to write it down?
He reaches up for his sword and he puts his hand on it and lets go and brings it down. Puts his hands behind his back, further away from his sword. Her name was removed from living memory and every book by a demon who cursed her with his final breath. The only people who remembered her were the people in the town that she was saving. The people of that town formed our order, and we fight to keep her name alive. Now, do either of you wish to join the order and fight to protect her name as well?
To be fair, I'm not quite sure.
This is another one of those yes or no questions.
Well, it's a sticky situation, you see. I already have this dragon lady thing. She talks to me about things and stuff, and we have great conversation. So I'm not quite sure that Miss Dragon Lady would much appreciate the accompaniment of another Miss Unnamed Lady.
Second, will you join us?
Yeah.
Very good. Now, we come to the second part of the trial. And he takes a step back, pulls his sword, and as his sword comes out of its sheath, you see the blue flames just lit down the edge. Pulls it and settles into a guard in front of him.
Nice.
And you hear Odric from behind, and his voice sounds oddly modulated and kind of warbly to those of you inside the ring. To everyone else, it sounds like a trumpet call. And you hear him say, "The trial by combat will now begin. On my honor, none will strike a fatal blow. But first to fall will be the loser. You fight for your honor. You fight for your armor. You fight for her. May the best man win." The three of you roll initiative, please.
Ooh.
And Robbie, if you would like to roll initiative as well. Or do you want to wait and jump in onto your surprise round? Because technically you are hidden.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait.
I got a 6.
Okay.
Can I roll initiative for hooting and or hollering?
Hubbubbing is a free action.
Oh, okay.
Chris, it is your turn to hoot and holler.
Hey!
Also, a Goliath hollering in this hall is going to be real loud.
Just don't fart.
He's hollering to himself.
All right. So let me pull up his character sheet.
Because he's a big bitch.
Speaking of, don't forget I gave you those temporary hit points. I don't remember what they
remember.
were, but
They're on the sheet.
and you have
The
advantage
sheet.
on Constitution checks. That's a thing too.
See, that's it. That's handy.
So if he tries to poison you, you're good. I don't know what Constitution checks are generally used for, but
Okay,
it seems like it would be poison.
Okay. Lami, what'd you get?
14.
Okay. Thrall, you got a 6.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going first.
Nice.
So, good old Barty Bart, good old Bartholomew.
Is his name on his character sheet Bart?
No, it's Sir Bartholomew.
Oh, okay.
Sir Bartholomew Simpson.
Hashtag copyright.
And demonetized.
I wish I was monetized.
So Bartholomew is about 20 feet away across this circle.
Mm-hmm.
And he just settles his grip a little bit and is staring into the distance between you two. He's just kind of waiting. But you do hear which one is he going to do? You do hear him muttering something under his breath that sounds like a prayer. It's kind of an angry prayer. The tone and the it's in a language that you guys don't fully know. There's a couple of words here and there that you're picking up from that have similar like root languages and conjugations and stuff like that, but it's definitely not a bless us today our day, our daily bread, or like any kind of polite genteel blessing. This is a bless me Lord so I can kick some ass.
Nice.
Hashtag bless up, am I right?
Yeah. Hashtag blessing blade. And he's going to Hello. Get your sweater. How much ice cream did you just eat?
Nothing.
How much ice cream did you just eat? Nothing. That is not an amount of ice cream. That is not how you're supposed to answer that question.
You know what? I'll find out later when I go to have some when I have nothing.
The correct answer would have been an amount.
And he also says, and he, as he's doing that, saying this prayer, his sword, the flames become, instead of being like the shifting sky blue, they start shifting into like a deeper, angrier blue like a star.
Ooh.
And he just waits.
He's just gonna wait.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch.
He's found my only weakness. Nothing.
Patience. How much ice cream did you eat, Bartholomew?
Nothing.
Salami. You're up.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my channel divinity
Mm-hmm.
for a sacred weapon.
What if we all wait?
And I want this
Then
to be-
nothing happens, and that's the only way to win the nuclear war.
I want this to be a damn good sacred weapon, like the kitty's titties of the sacredest of sacred weapons.
Hang on. KIDD or KITT?
TT.
Okay. Whew. Almost got us banned there.
TD.
Anyway, so you're gonna whip up your sacred weapon.
Yes. In all of its sacredness.
Okay. So if you want to, what does it look like when you make it sacred on top of the already glowing that you're probably? I don't know if you already made it glowing to flex on Bartholomew.
I don't know. I want it to make it even glowier. I want this to
Okay.
be an obnoxious glow battle.
Okay.
So
Great.
this is just two Super Saiyans going back and forth, screaming at each other.
But instead of the hair, it's the sword. But the sword isn't getting longer. The flames getting off the sword are getting longer. Okay. Is that an action?
I don't think it is.
Channel divinity. Let me actually look at your sheet instead of Bartholomew's.
Say.
As an action, you imbue it.
Nice.
So unless you've got a bonus action you want to do.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Shield of Faith.
Okay, +2 to AC. You now have an
Hey,
AC of what, 23?
yes.
Jesus.
Thrall, what would you like to do?
You want to test the waters and go ahead and try to hit him with my glaive.
Okay. Give me
Run up and do like a
Give him a
Stab.
poke.
give him a good at range poke.
yep.
Just wants to see what he's made of. Just like an inspection like poke.
Are you fluffy?
Routine check, please. Just do it on
Turn
a
your
check.
head and cough.
Are you squishy? Are you fluffy? Are you
What'd you get,
what
Thrall?
are you?
So do I add that +8 onto my hit?
Yes. So whatever you roll, you'll add 8.
22.
22. That will hit. So
That is a natural 10 or whatever you want to call it.
that's so
Nice.
you
It's 15.
10 on 15. Great. Okay.
That's all I'm gonna.
I think
Well,
you
I
get
dash attack.
so you can hit him again.
That is a 12.
With your +8.
With the plus. That is 17.
17. The second one will not hit. So you kind of get down and you do that first stab, and you kind of catch him by surprise because you're able to keep enough distance. And you kind of lunge into it and you catch him, and it sort of scrapes hard into the armor, and you feel it sink a little further into the plate, and you pull it out, and there's a little spurt of blood out of his shoulder. But the second swing you come in, he's ready for it. He kind of like, it's not a full swat. He just kind of like leans the blade and just guides your second stab right past him. And now it's his turn. And he's too many character sheets up. I keep losing his.
Yeah, I have everybody's up in it. I lose them all the time.
So what he's gonna do is, so he's going to keep an eye on. He's gonna look right at you, Thrall, since you made the first move, and he's going to step in towards you. He's gonna take a mighty swing.
Of mighty proportion.
Do. It's 21 to hit. Does that hit you, Thrall? I think.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
20, yeah, he's thumping at you. All right, so that's 13. 13 damage, and what's the other thing he do? So yeah, he's gonna thump you for 13. He's gonna do it again.
One more time.
One hop this time.
And that's a 20 to hit on the second one.
Yep.
Owie.
And another 13.
Owie.
So he just kind of comes in, does 2 just heavy chops, and you're able to kind of get in the way of it so it doesn't take your head off. But these swings were as if he was going to kill. From your time fighting, these are lethal swings. And
Mommy would make me go first.
I
And
had
so
spells
he-
to cast,
he,
homie.
he takes the 2 swings at you, and then he just kind of takes a step back, keeping that. And he takes a few steps back to try and keep a little more distance from the glaive, which triggers an opportunity attack for you. So you get to take a swing.
Ooh.
This is what
Good.
combat's like when there's actually like confines, and it's not all of a sudden just like, here's the scrum, hit whatever you can.
That's a
You've been watching
24.
rugby.
24 hits.
Yep.
Meanwhile, outside, I just have my conch shell just like.
Give me a performance check, please.
I hope it's a 1.
Almost. I will. It is twice as good of a 1. So it is a 3 total.
Uh,
It just sounds like this.
the 2 guards by the door are definitely looking at each other, and they're just like, do we stop this guy? Like, this is definitely not part of the usual combat trial. Thrall, how much damage did you hit?
11.
11. Okay. So yeah, as he's taking a step back, you're able to get a good slap at him. Yeah, you've hit him twice, 2 out of 3. And so as he kind of steps back, he kind of like dips his head to you a little bit, as like he's acknowledging the hit. And then he takes that step away, and he turns, and all of his focus is on Lami.
I would like to point out I have a plus 11 in conch shell playing.
Oh my god, that's not a real number.
You still got a 2. Dice mean more than whatever made up stats you put into this fucking system.
He practiced a lot, okay?
Yeah, okay. I've practiced a lot of things.
How big is this conch shell?
It is roughly this big.
That's
He's a big person though, so that'd be kind of fun to watch.
So it's a large conch shell.
relative to his size.
It's about the size of Maury.
If you hold it to your ear.
If you hold it to your ear, you can hear the women screaming. Anyway, Lami, you're up, friend. You currently have all of Bartholomew's attention.
Excellent. I am gonna go into a full fucking sprint towards this guy.
Mhm.
The most awful sounding roar and intimidating face I can make.
Okay.
Just the scariest fucking thing, just
The-
sprinting at
The
you.
barbaric yawp, as it were.
Yes.
Okay.
And
What you got for him? What do you have in store?
oh baby. Here we go. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna smack him real good.
Mhm.
And we're gonna smite with it. We're gonna cast some spells with it.
Okay.
It'll be 78 damage.
Uh, what do I want to cast? What do I want to cast? This is tough. Let's see, Divine Smite. We're gonna use Divine Smite, and we're gonna go for the Branding Smite too. No, not Branding Smite. I want to do Searing Smite at level 2. That's what I want to do. Yep,
Mhm.
yep. Am I rolling to hit?
Yes.
Because that's what I just did.
Yeah, you have to hit him first.
Okay, that's a 30 to hit. With my Channel Divinity, I have plus 12.
It's plus 4. Okay, I was like, one moment, please. Yeah, no, that will that'll hit the shit out of him.
You ran so fast, you ran through him.
All
I
right.
figured it would.
God, I forgot Divine Weapon does that shit.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, we need those, and I need that one, and I need these 2.
30 to hit.
Yeah, and I get to roll 6 dice. for damage. So that's good times. Let me get a calculator. I don't feel like doing math. I'm tired.
6.
Because you're doing which smite? Branding smite?
Searing Smite at 2nd level.
What if he's immune to searing?
And he gets smited.
He very well could
Smitten.
be.
Smitten. He gets smitten.
So I had the 3d8 from the Divine Smite, the 1d8 from my sword, and then 2d6 from Searing Smite at 2nd level.
Okay. So do, because that's all radiant damage, right?
Searing Smite is
So Searing Smite is fire damage.
yes.
How much of your, because your sword now does radiant, correct?
I don't think it does.
When
It's
you
considered magical. It doesn't say it actually does radiant damage.
emits bright light and dim light. Okay, so that is still the usual damage. Okay,
Yes.
so give me the sword damage, the smite damage, and the fire damage. Give me all three of those numbers separately.
Okay. Sword damage. We're going to add the +5 to that one just to simplify things. That is 11.
Okay.
And the fire damage, perfect, is 12.
Okay.
And the radiant damage is 18.
Okay. So yeah, you get that huge screaming swing that this screaming dragon roar. It kind of shakes the room almost.
That's good.
And like you see dust kind of fall from the ceiling. It is loud and scary. And Bartholomew sees you coming, gets his sword up, and blocks as hard as he can. The swing, but you just power through that block, and you shove him with the force of that swing, and you push him back. He doesn't go too far, but he just like definitely took that hit in a really unpleasant way. Also, he's on fire. As the light of your sword overpowers his, the blinding silver white drowns out that blue, and the flames lick up onto his arms. He's on fire, but he's not. It's that Star Wars scene where like the swords meet and they're looking at each other over the swords, like ha ha. Except his arms are on fire, and it's your fire on his arms.
Nice. My fire is bigger than his.
Okay. And anything else you want to do with your turn?
Oh, extra attack just for fun.
just for fun, he says.
Yep. That is a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
That'll hit. Not nearly as fun with just one dice, by the way. It's
just the slashing.
That's just 10 damage. Yep.
Okay, just the 10 on the slash.
You cut his pinky.
Okay. So after the huge pyrotechnic display, your sword's still glowing, but it's not nearly as impressive when you kind of just like whack and catch him across the opposite shoulder.
Fighting dirty.
Thrall, you're up.
Alrighty. How far away is he from me?
He's 15 feet. He's 5 feet beyond your reach. Right
Alright,
now.
I'll
So
move
if
that
you
5 feet
Mhm.
to be in optimal range with the glaive, and
Mhm.
then I'm gonna hit him.
Okay.
Try to hit him.
Give me that swing. Pokey poke.
That is a 22.
22 hits.
I've got better AC than him. That's all that
That
matters.
is a 10.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use Fighting Spirit. For the my bonus action.
Okay. You're going to get advantage on your second swing.
That is a 26.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And that is another 11.
Okay.
And then what extra attack?
Your
You have.
are you action surging to get your third?
Well, I have the regular attack, then Fighting Spirit, and then I have the extra attack, right? Is that how that works?
Fighting Spirit gives you advantage on attack rolls until the end of your turn.
Okay.
Action
Then, yeah, I'm gonna
surge.
use action surge.
Okay. So you still have advantage on your third swing.
Nice.
And that is a 18.
18 does not hit.
Ooh.
So your first two stabs hit clean, hit home. Your last stab, he catches it. He brings up his greatsword, blocks it, and twists the glaive so it's pointing at the ground, and then does a slash across your chest. And we're gonna see if he hits with it.
Probably.
He has retaliation. Doesn't Brandon get 4 attacks? Because action surge resets
Is a full action.
Yeah, which if he takes
So
the
he's
attack
using-
action, then
So
he can...
he does get he gets one more attack. The reaction currently interrupts.
Okay.
Yeah.
He gets to do a reaction.
I was curious.
Mhm. So he's going to do a real quick. Real quick.
Don't like this man.
That's a 20. 20 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. 2 of those and 1 of those.
Could have given Thrall my big javelin.
Would have been a good idea.
And he's got that. He's got that skill, so he gets to do this thing. That's.
Is this a winnable fight or is it an unwinnable fight?
It's a winnable fight. You guys are doing very well.
I'm just asking because, like, you know, some games.
He's getting his butt whooped.
Some games.
So yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair. 8, 11. That's 16 damage on the retaliation.
Owie.
Thrall is dead.
I have another question because I'm going to be a dick
I've been
and ask
less
these
health
things.
before.
Thrall's thingy is a 10-foot reach. Can Bartholomew do a reaction hit if he's that far away? Because the glaive is a 10-foot reach.
Because it is the 10-foot reach. Interesting.
So he would have to move to hit him.
That's the episode title. The 10-foot reach.
Ooh! I like it. It'll just be
10-foot reach
Brandon's face with a 10-foot ruler next to it.
So because of how this reads, and Mike, feel free to chime in. Creature misses with a melee attack. You can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against it.
That would have to.
Would closing the distance be included in that reaction?
No.
No? Okay. So yeah,
No.
never mind. You don't take that 16 because you have range.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits to like the pole arms and stuff like that. Because certain of them, if you are within 5 feet, you have disadvantage on your attack.
Because they only work at the extended
Yeah.
range.
Nice.
Oh, that's obnoxious.
Glaives are fun. Anyway, so you have one more attack.
Undo.
Sorry for
welcome to the
causing
fighter.
problems.
No, that's fine. Thank you for calling me. That means you're paying attention if you're asking questions.
And this is still at advantage, right?
Yeah, because it's till the end of your turn.
Then it's 25.
Sorry, 25?
25.
That hits. And one moment, real quick.
I don't have a bottle opener, so I use a throwing knife. I just stab it into the cabin and go boop.
I got a 15, if that counts for anything.
A 15 damage. Oh, our DM died. Quick, tell funny stories about him.
He did
Really
die.
awesome.
Oh, it's having technical difficulties. Isn't
During
that?
this time, you could head over to shecklerwoodworking.com and order yourself a dice tray that you are guaranteed to roll at least one die in your lifetime.
Any number,
Any number of dice.
but at least one.
At least one.
Speaking of dice, I ordered some finally.
Hey,
Nice.
what kind
I
did you
ordered a
order?
webcam.
Hey!
All right, we're back.
We won't see you in 5 frames per second. You're not as
Should
bad
be
as
here
Kendrick.
tomorrow, actually.
Ooh.
Who's getting a new webcam?
Me.
Yay!
Nice.
So yes, 25 to hit. What was the damage?
It was a 10, so plus 5, 10, 15.
15. Great. So yeah, you're starting to lay into him, and he is definitely taking more of this than he looks a little surprised, almost as surprised as Mike's ceiling. But he looks surprised that the fight is going this way. He was not expecting to be
Thoroughly poked.
as abused as he has been so far. And like he's starting to bleed from a couple of the wounds. You're starting to see like, and he's definitely worked up a sweat at this point. But now he's mad. Now he's very upset.
Now he would like to go into a rage.
And he
He's
sort of
multi-classing.
he just pulls up his sword, and the silver glow sort of fades, and that blue star glow comes up, starts working its way back up the sword. What's the save for
Constitution 15.
con save? I think we'll be fine. I hope we're fine.
Just 1d6.
Yeah, oh, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Is there half damage on that?
No, it just.
Successful save, spell ends. Great. The spell is over. So he takes the sword, and the blue flames fill up the sword and kind of cover up his arms and then dissipate back into the sword. And he's going to make a run. And he kind of matches the same stance that you had, Alami, when you charged him, and he's going to charge you right back.
Isn't he standing next to me?
It's not as far.
It's a very short 5 feet. You can get up ahead of Steven 5 feet. Yes, Robbie.
Is he running out of Thrall's melee range, which is 10 feet, which he was just in because he got poked 4 times?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
5th attack. Let's go.
You do not have advantage on this 5th poke.
And he's dead. That'd be funny.
All right. That is a natural 20 right there.
Oh my!
Well, 28 technically. But...
How do you want to do this?
Oh no! Are you kidding?
Has to be non-lethal. You can't
So-
murder him.
So I want to hit him so like it takes his legs out, and then
Okay.
and
Sweep
then
the
take the
leg.
javelin and go right towards his face and just kind of stop it right before it gets
Like hold it like right at the killing
right
stroke?
there. Like, oh yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he gets up, this head is steep, and he's going, and the butt of this glaive just comes down and like hooks the foot, and you just bring hit like you just tie his legs in this knot, and he just drops, and he rolls and starts to get up, and you've got your foot on his chest and the tip of the glaive like right at his throat, like you're planting the flag at Iwo Jima. And he's looking up at you, and he's still like got his sword in his hand. He's kind of just looking up at you.
Are we done?
You've bested me. And he puts his sword down, and the flames go out on his sword. And
Well, that was easy.
the shimmering curtain lowers to the ground as Commander Odric kind of drops his hand and puts the necklace back around his neck and walks forward.
I'm just gonna kind of start bragging. Are you not entertained?
I want to remove the glaive and let him be able to get up.
He's actually when he like reaches out, he puts a hand down. He actually reaches up his arm to you.
I'll grab it
for a hand up. Okay, so you pull him up, and he picks up his sword. And like as he's picked up his sword, he's putting it in. He goes, "Very well fought."
They give a celebratory doot.
I was expecting more trouble from the dragon friend, not from you. I'll have to be more prepared next time.
Well, now to be fair, Mr. Shinyhead, I did not get an opportunity to fully unleash my fury upon you.
Unleash the beast.
You're simply lucky I let you swing first. And he takes your hand, like he reaches out his hand to Thrall and shakes it. And reaches out his hand to Lami.
Reluctantly shake it.
He shakes it, and it's the when he reaches out his hand, he does like the forearm grab. It's none of this nimby pimby like, hey, thanks for doing business. It's like, the well fought gladiator kind of.
Nice.
And he after shaking your hands, he takes his sword and he walks and stands behind and to the left of Commander Odric. And Odric turns and says, if you in the gallery would like to come down and join us here, I can answer any questions you might have. This is not, we usually don't have guests, but I figure we can make the best of it.
As I stand up, I kind of lean over to Ronan. I'm like, do you know where Robbie went?
I look around. Do I see Robbie around me?
Did
No.
I hear him
Yeah.
say join
This
us
is
in the gallery?
This is still kind of echoing. But real quick, Thrall, you had a finger up like you wanted to.
Yeah, are we hearing any talk of what happened during
It has
last
been
session?
1 week since you looked at me.
no, because you entered the chamber. The chamber's basically been sealed since you guys walked in.
Okay, so they don't know anything that's going on.
Nothing.
What did you guys do last session?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Everything is fine. Not everyone is fine.
Everyone's fine. Okay?
Anyway, so yeah, there's been no you guys. The room's basically been sealed since you guys walked in. No people in or out. No word in or out.
Well, they were
So-
gone when we were coming in, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that chatter wasn't
Oh,
happening.
true. Yeah, chatter.
Did
Um,
I hear basically the invitation for friendly conversation?
Yeah, he's like, come down from the gallery, like.
Cool.
And
I'll
congratulate
thunderstep
your
and appear kind of near.
Okay, what's the damage on Thunderstep?
Only 10 feet from around me. So it's 3d10
Is that from where
to the
you-
gargoyle.
Okay, I was gonna say, is it from where you take off or where you land?
From where I take off.
So when Commander Roderick goes, please come down and we can celebrate this victory. There is a thunderous boom, which is starting to get a little familiar. And Robbie suddenly appears. Who you kind of standing next to?
If I can, in between Thrall and Lami.
Okay, so in the kind of the space that's between Thrall and Lami, Robbie appears, and somewhere up in the ceiling, a gargoyle, like there's just kind of this rain of masonry and stone, and the head of a gargoyle just kind of thuds into the ground. And you scared the absolute bejesus out of all of the NPCs in the room. I don't know how everyone else is going to react, but Lythar, Thalia, the two guards, Commander Odric and Bartholomew, freak out.
And just hello, I am Robbie.
Hello there.
When you have your hand up to say hello, Bartholomew's sword is at your throat.
In which case, my hand will retract.
And he kind of looks and he goes, "Is he with you?"
Yes, this is our friend here, General Ryobi.
He takes a step back, puts the sword away, and actually make a make a deception check for me, sir. We're gonna try and
It's an 8.
Hey.
Bartholomew looks at Odric, and Odric looks at Bartholomew, and they're like, and Odric kind of steps forward. He goes, "He's no general."
Is this after?
But is he with you?
Is this after Robbie already?
He is our friend.
One more time.
Is
Brandon?
this after Robbie already introduced himself? Like,
Right. Hello. He's like, hello, and you hit the sword, and the hand retracts into the arm cannon. But once you guys vouch for it, Bartholomew kind of tucks his sword away. The other guards take Ronan, Lythar, Thalia, and Maury and kind of escort you guys through a couple of chambers. As you guys are walking through some of these halls, you are seeing a few extra dudes in. The guards are a little more wary. Damn it!
I can't read that.
No,
You can't read it?
my phone's
It's
too
too
bright.
fuzzy.
Oh.
Don't focus phone, camera, whatever you are.
General Ryobi.
We could just put it in the video. We'll
Yeah,
we'll add it in post.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Boy, that was the most dramatically timed rack focus I've ever seen. It was like, click. Oh, I loved it. Anyway, so yeah, as the four of you that were not directly involved in the trial are brought through, you do see there seems to be a larger guard presence in these hallways and a couple of cleaning crews that weren't there when you guys went in. And Lythar, as you guys are walking, Lythar's like, do you guys smells like electricity in here as you walk down one of these hallways? And the guards are like, nope, it always no, don't worry, sir. It always smells like that. Here's the door. Come this way. And brings the large doors swing open, and the two guards escort the other four of the party into this kind of entry chamber. And they close the doors behind them and leaving the seven of you with Bartholomew and Odric sort of standing in the room.
I would like to take a short rest.
Just takes a nap on the ground.
Right. Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna go up behind Lami and give him a big old slap on the back.
I'm gonna slap him on the back as a return.
I have to roll to hit with his 23 fucking AC.
Well, that can go back down now. Combat's over.
It can go down to. It can go back to 21.
Yeah, it's too low.
I need to get like 12 rings of protection, apparently. I guess that's the only way to go for me.
Your saving throws would be so good.
So as you guys are all brought in, Odric kind of looks over the group and he goes, "Well, you're all a strange group."
I take offense
that
to
again.
that.
I have been hearing that a lot recently.
What before we get into the rest of the ceremony and pomp and nonsense,
No circumcision for me, please.
Pomp and circumcision.
you'll have to go further into the
If you do, make sure
The
you
real-
get the Greek or whatever his name is in the sewers.
and goes, "Oh, you know Reek? You have some very interesting company."
Very.
Though I assume that makes sense if you were down in the sewers. That makes sense that you'd meet him. But since both of you were able to best Bartholomew here in combat very, very quickly, that's probably
He was
one
a
of
big
the
wimp. You might want to hire better
No.
security.
if you want to go another round, 1-on-1.
Maybe tomorrow.
Bartholomew's like, I can fight tomorrow.
Put me in code.
I'm gonna pull a little tiny piece of paper out of my pocket. Just be like, "Oh, can't tomorrow. I've got that thing.
I get that a lot.
Maybe next Tuesday."
Tuesday, excellent day for fighting. I'll be here
That's like a year and a half.
waiting.
It is. That'll be next September, folks.
That's actually the finale of this game.
Is next Tuesday.
The 1-year anniversary.
That'll be our
But-
live game, in person game.
Odric sort of extends his hand and goes,
Yeah,
"Welcome."
the LARP.
No, I don't. I'm not tall or bald or own plate mail.
I'll make you plate mail.
But Odric sort of extends his hands out and goes, "Since the two of you passed the 2 trials we have for incoming initiates, if you would like to join our order, now is your opportunity."
Well, I've got to have a chat with the old lady about this. I don't know what she's gonna think.
I'll join.
All right.
Hmm.
When can you expect to have your chat?
Oh, if you just give me a minute, I can accomplish that.
By all means, if you'd like, and he points back behind towards his chair, and behind the chair there is actually a wooden door. And he goes, "If you'd like, go back in there. We have there's some meditation space if you need to
I
commune
hope it's a
or
broom
think
closet.
if you need a space to do it, or if you can do it here, we can give you some privacy as well."
Do you mind if I watch? I just stare at him.
I'm not very shy. I don't mind who's watching.
Okay.
I'm gonna stare Ronan deeply in the eyes, and then I'm gonna close my eyes.
He's way ahead of you.
And I'm gonna try and commune with my dragon deity.
Okay.
Can I stroke Lami while he's doing?
You
Oh my god.
sure?
Yeah!
If Lami's cool with that, I will leave that up to him.
With my eyes closed,
Oh.
I'm just gonna kind of go like kung fu, just like slap my hand up real quick, like nope.
Thalia is standing next to Ronan, just being like, "No, stop it. He's trying to do things. This is a serious thing.
Okay.
this is one of those important things where you have to keep your hands to
Everything
yourself.
is an important thing.
Yeah,
there
life's
are
kind of
no non-important things.
There are not important things, and I don't yell at you about the non-important things. We don't have this conversation. Fine, whatever. Pout, dude. This is just don't touch him, please. That's all I'm asking.
I continue to stare at Lami.
Okay, not touching him. That's a win. So give me. So are you communing? Are you asking a question? What is the intended purpose of this come to Jesus meeting?
I want to ask some questions, or at least a question.
Okay. Because commune. Because here's the.
How do you roll for questions? What stat is that?
We've done it before, I think.
Yeah, because we did it when you were deciding who your second was.
Yes.
Grabbed him by the schnoot and poked him around.
Yeah. What's your question? What is the question you're reaching out to your deity to ask?
What is your quest?
What is your favorite color? I'm gonna go with. Should I trust these people? Should I be associating myself with these people, or would it conflict with our special relationship?
So you're kind of asking your deity if it has to be monogamous?
Kinda,
yeah. Are we feeling polytheistic today? Give me.
Or at least like what she thinks of them, or I don't know.
Give me.
Can I have some side god booty?
What?
I don't even know her name, Chris. Jeez.
The unnamed one?
Give me your. Give me a straight up wisdom, because for some reason your religion is like a +2.
Yeah,
and it should be higher than that.
No, it's because my intelligence is horrific.
Oh yes, that's right. That's why it's high garbage.
And
Actually, well, religion will still be higher. So yeah,
Yes.
do religion.
18.
So as you're sort of thinking through this question, you feel that warm draconic heat in the back of your head, and it traces up to your ear, and you hear a voice.
Ooh.
You hear a woman's voice that says,
Was it that woman right there?
no, it is not that woman right there.
Okay.
That is Olivia. That is not the voice of your deity.
It could be.
That's when we have a budget and can hire voice actors. But you're stuck with me. But you hear a female voice in your ear. It says, they fight for the same reasons you and I do. They mean well. Trust them. But be certain who among them is worthy. And then it kind of dissipates.
I'm gonna stroke my dragony snout and say, all right. The dragon lady's all for it. But what's in it for me?
And Odric kind of looks at the two of you. He's like, well, now that you've both accepted, you will have the use of any shield bearer stronghold. They can offer you lodging, food, any aid. And after the display of combat I just saw, you two will both be what we like to call wandering shields. Because I feel like you are all of you are a little too loose in the shoe to stay put for a very long time.
I don't actually have any shoes.
I was gonna
Pretty
ask,
good.
do I have shoes?
It's an expression. I understand that not everyone needs shoes,
Poo in the shoe.
but
Play
But I
with my
don't.
metal feet in the sand.
clink clink. do you have toes, Robbie?
No.
Are you okay? You just have like a shoe foot.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
just got lumps.
So you can't like wiggle your toes in the sand.
No. No, I
You
can't.
don't have toes. Yeah. Okay. Great.
I
his
also
next
wouldn't be able to
upgrade.
put my feet in the sand.
Next upgrade is toes.
Starting with the pinky toe.
So, but Odric is so you will have access to whatever you need among the various cities. I will, unfortunately, there will be an oath. There will be a McDonald's bag.
Oh, hi.
Like, just
It's the
popped
wrath
into
of
frame.
Bahamut.
There will be an oath,
You
which
can't escape the clown.
Sir Dragonborn, I'm sure oaths are not a huge issue for you, but there is an oath that you must take to wear this armor, and you must wear it with pride. If one of you passes, you will have to make arrangements for it to be shipped back or delivered to the nearest stronghold.
Nope, I want
So
it
that-
in my contract that when I die, someone shall take this armor from me.
They will take the armor from you.
And
they will ship
do
it
this
back.
and do this again.
And he's like, between all of us, that happens more than it actually getting shipped back. Normally the fights are much more swift and they normally lose. Bartholomew is really good at his job.
Yeah,
But we can get all of you the armor. We can get you all cloaks and give you the equipment you need. We can help supply you, and any shield bearer stronghold can help supply you.
maybe some better armor. I mean, this one's kind of dingy. I could get.
Your armor is for you to take care of.
Somebody else get this one dirty for me.
Are you ready to take the oath?
I'll take an oath.
I will take the oath.
And so Odric reaches in, pulls out the necklace, and settles it on his chest. And on closer inspection, it fits the same shield motif that you saw, but the shield inside the necklace is made of sapphire. And inside the sapphire, it looks like there is a burning flame
I'm gonna try and touch it.
in the shape of a long sword inside the sapphire. What was your question?
Nothing.
It wasn't a question, it was an action.
Bartholomew sees that look on your face of I want to touch it, and he just kind of and you feel that same hand rest on your shoulders. And this time it's not in that same stone ring. This is just spreading out from Odric, and all of you feel that weight on your shoulders. And Odric sort of closes his eyes, crosses his hands in front of him, says, "Will the two of you repeat after me? I fight to defend those who cannot defend themselves."
You go first, Thrallwin. I don't want to interrupt you.
I'll repeat that.
It's the meme!
All right, so we'll just do the oath then. Give me what. I fight to defend those who cannot defend themselves. My body will fall, but she will guard my soul from the crushing, gnashing darkness. My shield stands as a bastion, a wall of steel and self. My blade strikes once and true. No harm will come to those whom I protect, magic or mundane. I stand with her against the darkness, and our light will burn them out. And as you all repeat this oath, you feel a rush of warmth. It's like somebody opened the door to like a forge oven, and this blast of heat came out, but there's no rush of air to go with it. And it's only on the two of you who just took the oath.
Weird.
And Bartholomew bows his head, and Odric, releases his hands, kind of does one of these, and then tucks the medallion back into his shirt.
I would like to point out that you've been allowing an innocent to be battered and smashed behind you. He's just laid out on the ground, man. She killed him. Straight up killed him. Behind you, Curtis. That was going on through like the entire thing. I was very.
It's really hard to be dramatic and serious
just like
with my
it was fucking Simba and
WWE
Scar.
Next stars happening in the background.
Yeah, it was.
They were just like boo, boo, boo.
Damn it. Stupid cats. Anyway. So after the ceremony is over, Bartholomew walks up to the two other combatants. He goes, "If I may, may I heal your hurts?"
I feel fine.
Yes, please.
And he goes over and heals you up, and just like you feel that same blast of heat in a more subdued manner kind of rush through you, and you go back to full hit points. You basically get you're up and running. You're good to go.
Nice. I was half dead.
And Bartholomew goes, and now we will be in touch in a day or so to provide you with your armor. You, Orc, you may have something. You have something I haven't seen in a very long time. May I see your ring? May I see your ring?
Does he want me to take it off or just...
You can
just
keep it
show
on.
it.
I just need to look at it for a moment. And so you can refuse to show him the ring if you want to.
No, I'll show him. I'll just lift
Okay.
my hand up.
And he kind of looks at it. And he goes, "What do you remember of the man who gave you this?"
I'm gonna be honest. I
Damn
don't think I
thing.
put that in here. It just says a friendly wizard.
Unfriendly wizard.
Unless that's all I wrote down. That would be a problem.
I think we talked about it actually.
Yeah, maybe it's in my...
Do.
The friendly wizard had a wood shop in his garage. And you
And
can
he
go
made
to
rings.
Sheckler Woodworking.
Um,
Buy some merchandise from him.
Okay, so yeah, we didn't have a ton of notes. My bad. I thought we had written more about that, or I just made it all up in my head, which is bound to happen because that's really how we get a D&D game.
Well, I think we were gonna talk about it, and then
Yeah, and then shit
I don't
continued
think
to
we
happen.
came up with a name.
Olaf
So-
the Destroyer.
All I know is that he looked like... Oh, well, in my notes I said it looks like the wizard.
The wizard from Shazam. Which and so Bartholomew's like, do you remember the man who gave this to you? The older gentleman had a very long beard. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do remember him. He was a very serious fella.
You're telling me he was my father.
Oh shit!
That
Weird.
ring bears his personal mark, and he would not give that away lightly. Wait here, I have something for you. And he turns and he walks out the back door behind the main chair. And a couple minutes go by, and he comes back with a parcel wrapped in leather, probably 4 feet long.
It's a Nimbus 5000. Sorry, I've had some water tonight.
And he's carrying it with with more reverence than he carries his own sword, and very firmly in both hands. And he brings it up to you, to Thrall, and he goes, I haven't spoken to my father in 20 years.
Daddy issues.
But someone who fights as you do, and who's a member of the Order, I feel like it's time to entrust this to someone else. And he hands you the parcel. He goes, do not open this now.
Oh, does he get cool stuff? Do I get cool stuff?
You
This
have
is-
your cool stuff.
I have had no incentive to join.
This
this
is a
order.
gift and a burden, but one that I feel that you can carry further than I can.
Ooh.
And that's where we'll take
Got
a break.
cursed sword. And to be fair, mozzarella sticks are incomparable because mozzarella sticks taste halfway like cheese and halfway like fryer grease.
Mm-mm.
And I think I really like fryer grease.
Yeah,
That's really the taste you're going
there's
for.
nothing. There is nothing better than. It depends on how recently the fryer was cleaned.
Oh, it's got to be pretty clean.
I love it when it's like a couple of days in, and
It
it's
has a
burned
nice
off all like
patina,
it's cleared off like all the fresh
but
grease,
it's not,
and
but
now
it's
it's
not
like,
nasty.
it's warmed up. It is like
Yes.
seasoned, ready to
That's
go.
prime.
So
fryer
mozzarella
time, baby.
sticks, because I eat
Except for
everything
French fries.
weird
French
because I'm a
fries are
fucking
better.
weirdo.
Yes.
I dip in the marinara sauce, and then I'll eat the breading off of it like a fucking corn cob, and then dip just the cheese in the marinara sauce, and then eat that.
Chris?
Yes.
Cool. So Ronan falls off a cliff and dies
All right, here comes
because he
Blaze.
does, because, he
Blase.
doesn't- because he eats
pretty
mozzarella
strange, buddy.
sticks like a fucking psycho.
You're a monster.
Not the
Not the gumdrop buttons.
The only thing I eat like that, like layer by layer, is
Twix.
Reese's sticks. No,
Is what?
the Reese's sticks.
Like the
wafers.
fast breaks?
Had a Reese's
Or the
stick.
wafer?
No.
Ooh, no, those are good. I
Reese's
can- I can-
Reese's sticks.
Not
I
a
can jive with that.
stick.
The racist stick. Yes, I
don't-
enjoy
I
the
don't-
racist.
I have peanut butter friends.
I don't think I eat anything layer by layer.
So
Good-
I've been
good-
recording for 2 minutes.
Excellent original reference. So, are we just going to start every intermission with talking about food? I think that's
Yeah,
really where
I
we're
think
going
so,
with
yeah.
this.
I'm kind of hungry, honestly.
Is a Pop-Tart a calzone?
No.
Discuss.
In
Technically-
theory, yes.
Technically, it could.
No.
I
It would
think
be a
it's-
pie, if anything.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
It's
Yes.
more of a
But not all
strudel.
No, the
sandwiches
hot
are
dog,
hot dogs.
hot dog sandwich debate has been worn out. Pop-Tart
that's-
calzone.
It's
Pop-Tart.
not. It would
It's
be
a
a
ravioli.
pie, if anything.
How is it a
Because
a
a pie
strudel.
is crust with filling and then more crust.
So is a ravioli.
Is
So
it
is
A
it
ravioli
pie?
is dough.
It's a
Like
calzone
Same
of
thing.
pie.
dough.
Pie
was
dough,
Oh,
pizza
thank
dough.
you.
They're
So, welcome back, everybody, from
So,
our.
I think a
Ronan
calzone
turns
is
and
a pie.
slaps Thrall in the face.
That's my conclusion. Calzones are pies. The better question is, where does Stromboli land?
Stromboli is like a
A
calzone.
Now that my cats,
Yeah.
It
have
is like a
decided-
Pop Tart.
A Stromboli is a calzone. Are those two different
Strom-
things?
Ugh.
Stromboli and
They're
calzones
kinda
are
two
not
different
the
things,
same
yeah.
thing.
Oh wait, a Stromboli is just like it's like a pizza burrito.
That's what a calzone is.
Yeah. But wait.
also a Pop Tart. Anyway,
It's not Pop-Tart!
we have to circle up. We have things to do.
Calzone is like a taco, and a Stromboli is like a burrito.
I don't think that's how that
False.
works.
I think you would invert those two. Anyway.
Calzone's a ravioli. Technically.
So, I was like, who's hyperventilating about this?
Breathing intensifies.
So a couple of minutes ago, or an hour, depending on how much you hated that conversation, Thrall was gifted a long package wrapped in leathers, and was told not to open it just yet, but to open it privately. And so you guys, Odric gives a polite goodbye and has to says he has other engagements, and Bartholomew offers to lead you guys out of the stronghold. And on your way out, you follow the same path that that you guys all kind of came in through, and Thrall, Lami, and Robbie, you are noticing that there is a heightened, like there are more guards, there are more armed people walking through the hallways than there were. There are
I
very
would
few
hope they would have
acolytes.
arms.
There are very few acolytes walking around, and those who are, you see a guard having an acolyte pull off his hood, as you guys are walking past one of these adjoining hallways. And as you're walking back towards the main gates, you do see there's a couple of guards there, and one of them sees and looks directly at Robbie, and for a second looks like he's about to cease to say something, but then he looks at and sees that you guys are walking with Bartholomew, and kind of quiets himself down and steps off to the side. But there are very few just acolytes roaming around, and a lot of city guard and other people in plate mail. And as you guys are sort of escorted and come back out through the main entryway, there's a woman standing outside, and she's pleading with one of the guards to let her come into the sanctuary because she needs help. Somebody sold her what was supposed to be 2 magical elixirs, but instead all it did was turn her a ridiculous shade of blue. And she's pleading with this guard that there has to be something she can do to reverse this, that she'd been cursed, that something had happened. And the guard is looking at her, and he's got his customer service face on, and he's like, "Ma'am, I understand and I apologize, but we're not seeing anybody today. There's nothing we can do right now. The city guard is here. There's been an accident, and the city guard are here. And we're trying to resolve this accident before we can help anybody. I'm very sorry, but you just come back tomorrow and we'll be able to help." And she starts to like tear up and just starts weeping uncontrollably and runs off down a side alley.
I did tell her not to take both at once.
For those of you, so
They
basically
will
just
have
Josh.
seen the one shot before now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, except Josh. Josh hasn't seen it. But yeah, that's a thing that happened in the one shot.
I thought it was going to be someone's wife. I was about to stand up and leave.
I also.
No, I wasn't going to. But now that I know that's a thing for you, I might keep that in my back pocket.
The Princess Bride all over again. You killed my
but yeah.
husband. Prepare to
Inigo
die.
Montoya. I should have said that to Bartholomew as I was that stab in the face. My name is Charles Zola. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Fuck.
I knew your father. Prepare to die.
So as this woman runs off, and Bartholomew kind of just looks and he goes, "Is everything all right, William?" And William is like, "Yeah, no, she's fine. She just was very upset about something or other. Do you need anything?" And Bartholomew's like, "No, you feel free to go about your business. I just wanted to see off 2 members of our order and their friends." And the gentleman's like, "Oh, that's great. I didn't know we had anybody applying." And he goes to you guys and goes, "Hi, I'm Bill. Let me know if you guys come by. Let me know if you need anything. I'm usually either here. I'm at the kitchen. Just come up and ask for me, and we'll get you whatever you need." And he's like, "It's nice to meet you." Anyway, and he kind of looks up at the sun. He's like, I gotta get going. I'll talk to you later," and just ducks back into the stronghold.
Bill.
Bartholomew he just kind of chuckles and he's like, "That one is very eager, but I suppose congratulations are in order for you, for the 2 of you, and a warm welcome to the rest of you. And I hope to see all of you again sometime very soon." Now, and he kind of gestures, gives you guys a slight bow and walks back into the.
Before he leaves, can I go, Bartholomew? What's his name? Bartholomew?
Yes.
I don't remember. Yeah, Bartholomew. Could I have a quick question?
And he turns and
do you
walks
know
over.
anything? Does the name Pheronax ring a bell to you at all?
I hope it does.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Can you
Why?
tell? Well, we found a door in the sewers, and Pheronax is in there, and our friend is in there, who isn't our friend now, and we need to stop him.
Stop your friend?
Yes, and we don't know what this Pheronax is, but we know that the door was sealed to keep him in, and he killed a bunch of people. We don't know what or who he is besides his name, and that there's a legend thingy on the door, and that it basically sounds like he's bad, and we're trying to find any information on him that we can.
Well, it's easy information. If you could guess from the name, Pheronax is a dragon.
Fucking knew it, Josh.
There are stories going back many, many generations about Pheronax, but he disappeared one day and no one knew where he went. If you've found...
Was it by King Ragarin? Did he make him disappear?
I don't know. And he kind of thinks for a second. He goes, yes. So, from what I remember from my teachings, Ragarin was the dwarf king when this city broke through. Originally, there is an undercity where the dwarves lived before they came to the surface.
Which I think we found. I think it's in through this door.
Interesting. You found the door to Durganvor? Interesting.
Possibly.
You-
I don't think there was an address on the door.
You are all a strange group. I know
That
you've
we
heard
are.
that. But I feel that there will be great things from you. If you found Durganvor, that city was lost, and the dwarves abandoned it.
Apparently, because Fearnax now lives in there. Dragons eat. Is he eating down there? Maybe he's dead.
It's
I look at
I
Lamy and I go,
won.
you eat, so he
I
should
eat
eat.
a lot. What if it's a she?
Well, we are looking to gather any more information on this, which you have provided quite a bit. And we will possibly in the near future be venturing down to, I believe you said Durganvor?
Durganvor.
Durganvor. I should write that down. Durganvor.
So for those of you playing along with notes, let me find where I wrote it down. Combat stats, combat. DURGGEN dash VORE.
I do always play with notes, but I'm going to be honest. I really love scrolling through the chat and trying to figure out what happens just based on the
Just
gifts.
based on the gift.
But when we make our way down there, would you or any members of your order, besides apparently my friends here, be willing to come with us? Especially if there's a dragon down there. I've never fought a dragon.
It's not hard.
It can be hard. It's not something I enjoy doing. But if you can open the door and you know there's a dragon there, I'll come along.
Alright.
You have my sword.
I give him the Braveheart arm grabby, and I say, my life for hire.
It's either that or it's the predator, like it's the just all bulging biceps and forearms. And
When we venture down, we shall come calling.
In the meantime, I will see if there's more information that I can find for you.
Thank you.
We have some records. The Brotherhood does not, and we may be able to help. Don't. And he looks to Thalia and goes, "Don't tell them that. We find some things are best kept secret."
Just don't ask him to remember your name.
Well, I'll say thank you, Bartholomew, and I curtsy with a proficiency check of 19 and be on my way.
It is a good curtsy. You are feeling fresh and limber, and it's a good curtsy. And he heard the joke, Lamy, and he's just kind of staring you down, and he's trying to figure out. He's like, "What's?" He kind of gives you one of these, and he kind of shakes his head, nods to everybody, and walks back in. So you guys have probably, with the ceremony and everything, it's probably, we'll say, an hour has gone by.
So is it 4 o'clock now?
Correct.
Maybe.
4:00 in the afternoon.
I'm still Am I on? Oh yeah, I'm still
You're on.
concentrating on Hex. Sorry, I couldn't remember if I.
Yeah,
unmuted it.
you still you
wants
still
to
have
fail.
him hexed.
All of the strength checks.
I wanted him to fall down the stairs.
Is it a strength check? He's fine, unfortunately.
For now. That's
for
up
now.
for 8 hours. As long
He's
as I
got-
concentrate on
He's
it.
got.
He'll just be
He
trying to
doesn't tell-
brush his teeth and just go. "Bah!"
Boy, that's gonna be the super tragic death when it's like, oh man, where's Bartholomew? He slipped and fell in the shower and died.
He stabbed
Broke
himself
his
with
he
own
broke
tooth.
his neck. Just banged his head on the table. It's like that scene in
The Dark Knight.
no Red
This
October.
pencil disappeared. Wham!
Anyway, so the afternoon is yours to do with what you will. If you guys remember, you guys are having there is a dinner set up at the Whetstone. Ed has promised you dinner if y'all survived the experience. And since y'all have survived the experience, that means dinner.
I look at Thrall and I go, swords! And I start walking towards the Whetstone.
Is the range open?
The range is open.
I'm gonna go get my eyes.
Yeah, it's like 4:00 in the afternoon. Is there anything anybody wants to do before we go to the range?
I want to ask Thrall what's in his fancy box.
What's in the box?
I'm not really sure.
You gotta open it.
Should I open it?
He said private, didn't he? I'm not there. I started walking. I
I
should
think
not
he
be
said
in
he
this.
just didn't want to be there.
It's his ex-wife.
I'm gonna hold off on opening it for right now.
Bastards.
Yeah, and Thalia's going to Thalia's like, so now that I know Furinax is a dragon, I'm gonna go start more of that research process. I'm gonna that might help get a little more information. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. I'll be right back. And she goes and takes off towards the Brotherhood.
Good luck, book lady.
Do we pass the burned down building?
Burnt down building. Making me pull up my own maps that I made. Ugh. How dare you make me be a responsible DM, GM, whatever the hell I actually do.
We don't know what it is you do.
Dude, me either. The amount of make it up as I go. So you guys are up in Greymire. You guys actually will pass. As you guys will so Thalia actually walks with you guys through to Scholar's Walk, and she dips off and goes with the Brotherhood. As you guys continue to walk down the main road, you do see there's still some smoke. Not a whole bunch, but there's still just some larger timbers are still burning. But you pass by this.
We burned down as a group.
This is the communal burn down.
Got it.
There's
What
no
have
one's
you
directly.
burnt down in this city that wasn't with us?
Not this city.
I just don't know what happened when I wasn't here last week.
No, that was all no.
You'll see.
Everything last week happened in 2 locations, neither of which you guys need to worry about.
Yet.
So you guys do pass the burning building. There's some people are sifting. There's city guard and they're clearing rubble aside, and there's a couple of work crews hauling larger timbers, salvaging what they can, throwing away the rest. But it looks like everything, the building basically everything was lost.
Building, it could get very.
Yeah. So you guys make it down to the range. The gates are open. There's plenty of commerce going through. There's a couple of large crowds gathering off down one of the main roads, and there's a couple of signs that just say demonstration today. And people there's kind of a festival feel about it. But it's tucked off down one of the side paths. But if you guys just want to go, if you want to stop and get your eyes, Robbie, real quick, we can, if you want to stop there first or kind of do whatever. Tell me
Yeah.
what you want to do.
I definitely want to go get my eyes. That's pretty much the only thing on my docket.
On your robo agenda.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody want to go with him?
I'll go in and just watch.
Yeah, we'll hang.
Okay.
Yeah, let's all just go chill.
So you guys all roll up like a goon squad.
Mm-hmm.
You open the door of the boiling bottle, and the same Warforged is polishing the table, and he looks up and he goes, "Oh, hello!
Hello.
Your eyes are ready. I'll be right back for those." And his lower half turns, and he keeps looking at you, and just like goes into the back, like his torso locks in place, and his legs pivot, and he walks out. And he
Must be
comes back.
great in marching band.
And he comes back out with a small wooden tray with a lid, and he flips up the lids, and there are your two normal eyes, the same purple that they were before, and very, very finely engraved in them is the magic that you requested. And
So
he-
I'll-
Vision.
I will go through the process of swapping them in and out. And excellent. You said you would talk to me about what you needed for these.
Oops.
Oh, yes. We do have a veterans discount. Let me see. You provided those. You provided the eyes, you provided the runes. It was mostly labor. 50 gold? 50 gold pieces?
That's fine. And I will take out 50 gold and plop it on the counter.
Okay. And he kind of picks the money, puts it in his pocket, and he goes, "Now, would you like to test them before you leave? I would hate to sell a product that is incompatible with your systems."
Yes.
And he goes, "One moment. This will be for maximum effect." And he claps his hands, and all the shutters, like the wooden slats on the shutters, just kind of flip over, and the room is plunged into darkness.
So
I
is
just start feeling around.
4 charges. Is it 4 charges, 1d4 at dawn, and then 2 charges to do the whole head?
2 charges for a whole head, one for just the eyes.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna turn on my entire headlight at this point.
Okay.
So daylight gets cast on my head, and for 60 feet, it looks like it's midday sun in this hut.
Robbie's head just glows, and the entire store is lit. It's still a little weird because you get those really flat shadows from having only one source of light, but it's like the windows that were never shut. And the shopkeeper just goes, "Wow, I'm always impressed with my own handiwork." How did they suit you?
These will do fine.
Excellent. And he claps his hands again, and the shutters flip back up, and the daylight comes in. It's still brighter in the shop because your head is glowing.
I'm going to turn it off and then spend 1 more charge on it to
Mhm.
do just the high beams and look Ronan directly in the eyes.
So the head stops glowing, and all of a sudden the eyes just, and he stares Ronan directly in the eyes.
I stare back while crying.
Give me a con save there, boyo.
That
Ooh,
is-
actually, I'll let you pick con save to try and brute force your way through it, or a whiz save to realize that you shouldn't be staring into the sun.
I'll go with a wisdom save. Can I use that same roll?
No, roll again.
What? Oh. Natural 20. It's better now.
What was your
I
first
thought you were
roll?
gonna say nat
15.
one. I was like, oh no.
So you start looking, and you feel that voice in the back of your head that sounds a lot like Thalia. Go, Ronan. That's the sun. You're staring into the sun. Stop it.
Oh, I stop it.
You stop it before any permanent damage is done. Congratulations. You kept your eyesight for today.
Is our illustrious DM going pixely for anyone besides me?
Yep.
Yes.
So DP.
Okay, well, DP's
Oh.
always pixely.
Damn it. Hang on. Let me stop torrenting my high def porn.
Oh.
I'll
Is
have
it
to-
in a dungeon?
I'll have to settle for standard def, I guess.
Okay.
Ugh.
That's what you're in right now.
Tell me
You're in
about it.
like 360p right now. Oh boy, my
Boy,
dad
I wish I could.
my dad sent me a MIRA safety CM6M tactical gas mask. Because
Is this for coronavirus?
I guess I'm going to die from the turtle flu, apparently, or the bat flu, whatever the fuck it is.
Anyway,
coronavirus.
speaking of turtle flu, is there anything else anyone wants to do in the range?
I'm just gonna go sword and walk out the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow him in hopes of
I'm gonna follow
cool
Ruby.
swords.
I'm also gonna go because gun.
So as you guys are walking out, you hear, like, as the door of the shop closes behind you, you hear 3 loud blasts on a horn.
Doot, doot, doot.
Just brrr, brrr, brrr. And you see the people around you, just like as they're walking, they just kind of stop, brace themselves, and cover their ears.
I do to my horn back.
I'm gonna cover my ears.
Do I have ears?
You don't have ears.
I guess I'm just standing there.
I do, and then I won't cover my ears because I don't know.
Do Goliaths have ears?
I think so.
Yes, Goliaths have ears.
You take 1d90 hearing damage.
No, I would roll 2d10. Thank you. What kind of 90-sided dice?
Just a
So
donut.
the three toots, the 3 horn blasts happen, and there's about a 2-second delay, and then you feel the ground shake before you hear the colossal bang come from the direction of all the signage and everything. And there is, like, the ground starts to shake. There's this huge thunderous shockwave that kicks up dust. A couple people that weren't quite as braced for it get knocked over. Everybody
Clap your hands.
who braced, give me a strength or dex to stay upright, whichever is higher. Everyone who didn't, strength or dex, whichever is higher and at advantage. Everyone else, give me
Both the same.
strength or dex, just a straight roll.
I get advantage on dex checks. Or dex
Natural
saving
20.
throws. A dex saving throw?
Yes.
18.
Oh, 22.
Okay.
19 for me.
How'd you do, DP? Is that
I
did I
got
hear natural?
Natural 20.
On your the first time you picked up a dice today. He's fine. What'd you get, Robbie?
5.
Robbie implodes.
So the
Realize.
shockwave comes through, and everybody braces. And Robbie, you it's a reflex for you, and so you brace and you're ready for it, and you get hit with this weird. Suddenly, you're not standing on a street anymore. You're standing in this forest. It's dark. You're hearing blasts of magic get hurled around, and there's another. You feel that the ground starts to shake, and you hear that bang, and the memory, you're not sure if it's memory or if it's real, but suddenly your vision clears and you're on the ground, sort of not quite in the fetal position, but you are like on the ground on your hands and knees.
Oh my, that was intense.
A woman walks by and she goes, "Oh no, that's you get used to it. They keep doing these firing tests and demonstrations and showing off the new things people keep making. It gets boring after a while, honestly." And she kind of
I cock my head to the side like a puppy and go, "That is not something that I wish to get used to."
she's like, "I'd suggest moving." Definitely don't. Let me tell you a thing. If that slippery goblin fucking, never buy real estate from a man named Slippy Jim. That's all I'm saying. She hoists up her laundry basket on one hip and her kid on the other. And she goes, "It was cheap. Sure. He said it was a great location. Sure. No one told me it was next to a firing range." And kind of walks back down the street, kind of mumbling to herself.
Anybody who forgets the ER and slippery shouldn't be trusted. So
Sword! And I walk off.
Episode title: Sword.
Sword.
So you guys get to you guys make your way to the whetstone with one or two more explosions from back the way you came. Once you guys kind of settle into the routine of 3 horn blasts, followed by the explosion, you're more ready for it. Nobody falls over. Robbie, you're able to, now that you know what's coming and you're a little more prepared for it. You're not getting that same hit of memory. But it's definitely
No more PTSD.
Yeah, you're not getting a flashback back to before.
The before times.
Yeah, the dark times with Littlefoot.
Before the Empire.
And so you guys successfully make your way to the whetstone. And as you arrive, Ed is standing on the front steps, and he throws up his arms and he goes, "You made it! And you're all intact."
Indeed.
Yes.
It was a glorious show.
How's the other guy? Do I need to?
He may
looked
stab
like
himself
shit
brushing
before.
his teeth tonight.
Facts.
Robbie, are you concerned or is that a promise?
May, but it is a fact.
Big fact.
Remind me to never, ever fuck with you. Come on
And
in.
then I'll just let friends go for a little bit. I realized friends is self, so it's just anybody that I want it to direct towards has great intentions towards me for 60 seconds.
Okay. And he's like, "Okay, you know what? You're an all right dude. Just you're
Wait a minute.
Time passes.
I look over at Thrall and I go, "Sword."
And it fades.
And friends makes
Him hostile. Yep.
He's like, "All right, listen here, you little shit."
There you go.
Huh. Oh, you're good. Oh God, you're good. All right.
I'm quite confused. Are you mad at him or do you like him?
I'll tell you when you're older. Here, I've set aside the private room, dinner and drinks, the whole shebang. Is
Swords.
We could talk swords. Yes. Although,
No, her name is Thalia, not swords.
and he looks at he's like, yeah, swords, and guns for you, Maury. And pause. And Frank seems to be looking a little more intact. You guys look like you spent a little bit of time on him. Hopefully we can get him, back in working order again. But speaking of swords, it looks like one of you has some kind of package. What you got there?
Oh, is it showing? And I kind of fix my pants.
We don't know what's in the box. He won't open the box.
And he kind of looks at it. I don't know many things that come wrapped up like that. Could be a broomstick, but
Good presents.
listen, if it is a broomstick, fly it outside. You do one witch bat mitzvah and never again.
Duly noted.
But I'm sorry if I'm asking out of turn, but that. Never mind. Here, come on in. We'll get you drinks and food, and I've set up the private room off to the side so we can discuss comfortably. And kind of ushers all of you inside, and it looks it's a little more active than it was the evening before.
Is Evelyn there?
Evelyn is not there. There is no. It is 4:00 in the afternoon, which is a little early for
It's
that
midnight
kind of
somewhere.
crowd. It is midnight somewhere. You are correct. But this crowd is a little more mixed between people like coming off of their either getting ready to go in for eating dinner after work before going home to their wives. You see a couple people dressed in what looks like alchemist leathers. They'll have like leather aprons and other work clothes on with various chemicals. Some of them smell just completely vile. There's two dudes in the corner that have like 3 tables in every direction just to themselves. And they seem to be glowing slightly. They have a faint purple glow to them, and they're just sitting there, just eating their food and drinking and not saying a word to anybody. But
Swords.
it's like, yeah, big guy. Well, swords, yes. And he ushers you into a side room, and there's a long banquet style table with 2 or 3 tankards of different drinks set at every plate. And he's like,
Excellent.
I didn't know who was going to sit where, so I just grabbed a whole bunch of things and made a few things on the fly and figured you guys might enjoy after what I honestly expected this to be more of a wake or a mourning of a lost limb, but you all made it through intact.
Oh, we kicked his ass.
They did. It was quite swift.
It's like, well, to kicking his pompous ass.
Ah! I sit down at a thing.
Yep, I'm gonna drink all the drinks.
I'm
All
not
at-
going
all
to
at
drink
once.
all the drinks because I want to make a fucking sword. I need my wits about me, man.
You can make swords.
What'd you say, Throw?
I'm just gonna sit down at the table.
What's in the box?
I'm gonna place the box on the table though.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
So as Ed's kind of walking around, DP and Mike, what are you guys doing? Are you just gonna?
I'm gonna sit and hang.
Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of like walking around staring at people. I gotta.
Just
Actually,
keep going.
if it doesn't bug you, I'm gonna excuse myself because
Sleepy boy.
I'm drifting from the table and I don't think I'm playing anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll probably spend more of the evening here. I don't think
Yep.
anything drastic's gonna pop up. So
Appreciate
enjoy.
it.
Yeah.
Ah,
Thanks
so-
for hanging out,
Axe
dude.
comes through the ground and kills all of us.
Oh no! All right.
Hey,
have a
no,
good night,
he's a
guys.
dragon. He's a dragon. He'll fly
You too,
in.
man.
See you, dude.
Bye.
Anyway,
5.
and then
Josh
there
is
was-
here.
Josh is the big man.
Oh,
the
you're
BMC.
the big man for
Curtis,
me.
Curtis is the big man
Conveniently
for me.
enough.
This is big for me.
Yeah, it makes sense because you're the DM.
I am.
It's like Discord
so-
new.
Still wish you could rearrange it.
Yeah, God, that'd be so much easier. I know you can prioritize, but then you
fact
can't
you
see
can't
everybody
is
else. This is not what Discord was built for. Anyway, so Ed grabs a pint, sits down next to Ronan, and goes, "So, swords.
Swords.
How much time do you have?"
How much time do you need me to have?
For what you showed me to do it right, 2 weeks. Do it quick, a week.
Even with me helping you 2 weeks?
2 weeks and a day. I figure I have to spend at least a little bit getting you adjusted for everything.
I looked to the rest of the group and I was like, do we have 2 weeks?
I'll be 35.
I'm gonna get this sword like 3 Augusts from now.
No. Because right now, so for the sake of the narrative, it's going to take about 2 weeks to build your sword.
Okay.
Because at the same time, he's also working on stuff for Maury and working on stuff for making a sword for Thrall.
Let's throw
'Cause I don't-
the sword.
Because I don't think, Lamy, did you ask him for anything?
I don't think I did. I might have asked for more protective things.
More plate mail on top of plate mail.
More armor, better
Sounds
armor,
about
better
right.
shield,
If I
more shield.
have 2 things that give me an AC of 18, if I wear them together, it gives me an AC of 36.
Correct.
He's like, the problem is, it's going to take me this long to build everything
Mhm.
because I'm building all these different things. It will save me some time, but not as much as you think. If you help me, I can definitely do it in 2 weeks. In addition to all the other projects, I can have everything done in 2 weeks.
I will help. And I get weeks. I look around and I'm like,
Do we trust Core to be okay for 2 weeks?
probably not.
I think Core's already gone.
Do we trust Core to not destroy the whole place in 2 weeks?
I think that's 3 weeks.
Well, the thing is, there's a dragon down there. We know that now.
Mm.
There's a
And-
dragon with Core.
There's a dragon with core, so essentially
And
we're
none of
gonna
us
go
are-
fight a metal dragon, which I've
None
heard
of
are
us-
nice. And I don't have stuff to fight a dragon.
None of us are equipped well enough
Mm.
to
Have you ever
Yes.
fought a dragon, Ed?
Not a full dragon.
Do you have any dragon killing tips? Aim for the head.
Marry them. Usually, that's my experience. You marry them, and that really just kills off the flare.
Hmm.
Oh
Keep
no,
that in
but
mind.
like the whole size dragon. Oh,
Yeah.
once
How'd they go?
once along. Well, I got out with all of my limbs intact.
He did good.
My
Good then.
no, there are some. Apparently, my family has a history of working with and fighting dragons. There's actually a story that my grandfather used to tell me about. There's supposedly a city underneath Cormvor where there's a dragon locked away, and
There is! That's what we're talking about!
Allegedly.
You're shitting
It's called Durganvor. And there was this door that we found, which our friend Kor went into. Wow, these are some stupid rhyming names. I don't mean for this to happen, but Kor went through the door to Durganvor, and there's a list on the door about Durganvor that Kor went through, and it said blah blah blah, Phyrenex pushed us out, we locked him in, now it's here. And then we found this dwarf guy who Kor had his little hand in his head, and he was saying that he is the last of his clan, and blah 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 blah, and then he's dead. So now we have to get through the door to Durganvor, where Kor is now with a dragon.
I'm confused.
And while you were giving that hilariously rhyming description, I'm now second guessing literally everything I've ever written for this campaign. Like, does everything I say end with VOR or at least OR? What have I done?
So. Next thing is going to be called The Dungeon.
There's no O's or R's anywhere in
You
the
could
next.
rap about this campaign.
Yeah, you could. Basically, hey, Marshall, Mr. Eminem, sir, come rap my D&D game. Thanks. Come here, rap god. But yeah, so as you're retelling the story, Ed's eyes, they don't quite glaze over. He definitely gets lost in thought, and he's kind of taking a trip down his memory. He goes, I might. Let me talk. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Come back. I might be able to help with that.
Like helping.
I'll need some time to dig up my family's book. Every dwarf family has their entire lineage written down.
Do we
Usually-
have the dead guy's name, Maury? Do you remember it?
Yeah, what was this, the dead dwarf? What was his name?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And now the
Yeah.
notes come in handy.
And
You see, but I take my notes like my intelligence is
Beerthramax, Atriox the Dick, Ormvor, Avon,
Let me see.
Adam,
what I wrote
Adam.
down about-
Stone. It's. I don't
Jurgen,
remember.
Cinderwall, Master, Ego, Elf, Range,
It's like if
King
you
Raggaran.
Yeah, I
We
wrote-
have his dead body.
My notes say Kor killed dwarf. One was alive, now dead.
Stone something.
stones,
Stone.
a lot of dwarves have that stone.
Something.
A lot of dwarves have stone in their names. It's really, really frustrating. That's why I just don't really use my last name. Just that's why everyone calls me Ed. But if you can find
Oh,
his
that reminds
name,
me, I have Kor's belt. Oh yeah.
if you can find out his name,
Can I roll like a history
That might
check
be
to see if
important.
I remember?
sure.
I have a +0. Does anyone want to help me by like making funny faces or
So
waving
so
their
I
arms
would
frantically?
let because Maury
I
because
100% wrote it down, but I can't find it.
Can I assist
so
Maury?
so Maury, if you want to make a history check, I can provide that information
Alright.
with the assist from Chris because he's being enthusiastic and trying.
I'm trying so hard.
I got another natural 20. So
Hey! His
So
name was
you-
Rick.
And his name was
Vorengor.
Darren Stonehearth.
Stonehearth. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
And you remember that he was listing off his lineage through all of the clans, and when you tell Ed that it was Stornoth, he was like, no, my great grandfather knew the Stonehearts. He said they were his neighbors. Give me some time. Let me find. Every dwarven family has their lineage and their history in a book. I have mine. Most of them are kept in the major cities, but I've had mine and I've had to keep it updated myself for years. I might have something that can help you with that.
We would appreciate that.
Boy. Killing a dragon.
Probably a big one, because all the dwarves left and locked him in there.
The trap dragon. Well, that sounds like you're gonna need a bigger gun.
Or a bigger sword.
And he gets this big grin that's shining, this huge toothy grin that's shining through his beard. He's like, that's a challenge. I've always liked challenges. So, sword for you, dragon killing gun for you.
Oh yeah.
Let me come up with, let me think of a couple of things. And he's going to kind of walk a little bit away from the group. And he comes over to Thrall. He's like, so Thrall, buddy. Are you just gonna stare at this box all night? You need to do something.
I think the suspense has been, exhausted, I guess, at this point. So I'm going to open it up.
Yeah, it's a nice box.
That's what he said.
Yeah. It's a real nice box.
What if it's
So-
poop?
When
As
he
you-
opens
you-
it, there's a deck of cards inside.
You open this box. It's a long, slender box, and inside, nestled in it used to be like a rich red velvet, but time and light has aged this to a kind of very dusty pink. And nestled in the case itself is a sword.
Sword.
And it is the hilt, the handle, everything fits the same stylized lines of a katana. But the only thing that is reflecting any light is the bright moonlit silver around the hilt. And the wrappings are at the crossguard, and around the hilt is this blood red leather that wraps around the hilt all the way to the butt piece. I think it is just called the butt of the hilt,
The tang.
where there's another sort of moon silver piece of metal capping off and keeping the leather wrappings in place.
The pommel.
And the scabbard is just a simple wooden scabbard. And give me a perception check real quick.
That is 19.
19. There's writing down the scabbard, but it's very faded and it doesn't look like a language you know. But there's definitely some kind of writing on the scabbard. Ed's standing next to you, and he just kind of leans over and looks at it and just goes, He looks up at you and goes, "Where the hell did you get this?"
It was a gift.
This is a fucking wedding present? This is... Wow.
I don't like it. It's not very shiny.
That's a hell of a gift. And he's like, you gonna look at it, or are you just gonna leave it in the box? I'm not touching it. That's your sword. I don't go touching another man's sword unless he lets me.
I was just gonna look at it and say, well, I guess I don't need a katana now.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
It was like that.
we all see him open it.
Swords. Curved swords. Revolutionary.
Just
I
put
mean,
it on
yeah,
the table.
Yeah, Thrall, are you trying to be sneaky about it, or are you just kind of like popping
No, I
it
was
open?
on the table.
Yeah. So like
Was it a case? Like a
it's like a hard case with
okay, so
but the
I guess
outside
depending
is,
on where they're sitting at, they wouldn't see it until I pick it up.
no. Everyone sees the case opening. And like
Sniffing
Lythar
things.
is definitely interested, and he walks over with his glass of cherries. He's literally just eating the cherries at this point, trying to appease the cherry. He's like, I got to appease the cherry fairy. Um, yeah, so, and like when you slip your hands under, like, into the velvet and pick this thing up, it's much lighter than you would expect, and it feels like there's nothing. It's perfectly balanced, but in a way that it doesn't feel substantial.
I'm just gonna, pick it up so I guess everybody else can see it.
Mhm.
Just kind of just flip one hand over and put both on as I'm, just kind of hold it and look at it.
With are you keeping it in the, because it's still like in its sheath inside the, there's like a walking sheath.
Oh, okay. So when I put my hand over, I'll unsheath it.
And so as everyone has their eyes on you and you pull it out, you hear that hiss of metal on wood, and it sounds like husky, almost like there's like a smoky sound as you pull it out, and the blade of this katana is black. It's just this obsidian blade as you pull it out of the wooden sheath, and once you try holding a couple of different grips on it, and you see light catching off of some of the facets on this blade, but it's absorbing more light than it's reflecting. And as you hold it, it feels good. It feels give me a that wouldn't be a wisdom check, actually. This would be something like you've picked up weapons that haven't been used in a really long time, and there's this comforting feeling of belonging. It's like when you stretch for the first time in a really long time, and you're doing something that you haven't done and you always enjoyed doing, and you finally get to go back and do it. Like playing music, and you haven't played your favorite song in a really long time. You settle into it and you're like, this is correct. This is good. This is right. You get that feeling as you're holding this blade.
You want a wisdom check?
No, that's just kind of
Okay.
yeah, that's just like, that's something as a mercenary, as a soldier, you're more familiar with that experience, and you know how it feels to have a good piece of steel in your hand. And it feels natural. It feels comfortable as you're walking through a couple of forms with it.
I would, seeing him pull it out, like to use a detect magic.
Okay. And you just burn a thing for that,
burn a
right?
thing, yeah, because I'm magical.
So you don't detect any magic in this thing.
Well, it looks like you have a sword there. Continue stuffing my face. Bork.
Yeah, who's borking?
Not
What's
me.
Bork?
One of my 4 dogs.
Oh, that's a good
Four dogs.
good bork. So yeah, if so, anything else you want to do with your new toy?
I'm just gonna receive it and put it
Okay.
back in the case for right now.
Give me real quick as you're putting it back. Give me a dex check.
18.
18. Okay, yeah, you put it back with no problems. Everything it's just slips back into its sheath. Are you gonna put it on your hip or are you gonna keep it in the box?
I'll attach it to my hip next to where on top of where the long sword is, kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
how you would have a katana and its short sword
Mm-hmm.
next to each other.
So as you're belting on this katana, as Ed gathers up a couple of drinks and makes a big toast to only having to make one less weapon in the next couple of days.
Does that mean less than 2 weeks now? He doesn't need one?
We'll see. We'll see how good of a job you do. And I think with that, with the closing shot, the pan out through the window, everybody's got their tankards in the air, making another toast. That's where we'll wrap up for today. What? What's a sad face, Ronan?
Sword.
Weeks.
2 weeks!
20
Next
2022.
December!
So what will probably happen, unless anyone has something they want to do particularly in those 2 weeks,
Is there any way that
I'm
we can
totally
earn, like, silly, like, little amounts of money, like helping an old lady cross the street or something during 2 weeks? Or will it take most of my time doing making the
You're,
sword.
you're congrats. You're now an employee of the Whetstone.
Oh, do I make money there?
You make swords
Okay.
slowly.
Swords.
You're making a completely custom piece, and you only have enough bone to do it right once.
I'm making
You
two
can-
custom pieces.
You're making a custom piece and a half.
Don't fuck it up.
So
3 natural
It's gonna
ones in a
be-
row.
So
It's-
either I didn't hear, wasn't said. Am I supposed, since Lami has armor, am I supposed to get some too?
you will be getting armor. Yes.
I was kind of wondering because you said you all, and I was thinking like, do I? Get
No, you all did not join
Oh.
the shield bearers.
You see this
'Cause-
gnome in full plate armor.
No in full plate.
Ching 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 ching. Or your little legs.
Right on Robbie or on Maury on Frank. I don't fucking know. Who are you people?
Ronan, you could just wear my armor. We'll summon you, kick his ass again, and then we get more free armor.
Oh, there
What
we
could go
go.
wrong?
Oh.
There's a loop here,
China full plate running around, curtsying.
but
so
no, you will
does
be
that
you will
mean
be getting
for-
armor. Yeah,
Thrall?
Thrall will be getting armor.
Okay.
If you want full plate, we can do full plate. If you want to do, because what are you in right now? You're in chainmail, scale mail.
Yeah, I'm in
you're
chain.
chain.
Still.
The key is
Yeah.
to not rest until you get plate +3.
If you want plate, because plate is pretty standard, and they're kind of
Is-
within that
That
2
over
weeks. Like,
encumber me.
Or are we using encumbrance? Because
I'm not
Ronan
super worried
totally
about
has
it.
it checked off.
I'm not worried about encumbrance. This is not Skyrim. You guys
I
have
eat
a
all the
cart
juice.
We do have a cart.
somewhere. You have horses also somewhere.
I remember where they all are, and no one
You
else
just can't-
does.
I remember where the horses are, but I can't remember any of the the fucking dragon in the basement.
Did I call it the wrong name?
And it's Fearnax. You had it right.
Fearnax?
You had it right like 4 out of 5 times, which I'm okay.
I almost called it Sindragosa the first time, and I was like, whoa, that isn't the right name.
Incorrect, sir.
That's the undead dragon Arthas summons in World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh. I'm not doing another undead dragon. Technically, it's a Dracolich, but I'm not doing that again. I'm not causing another almost party wipe. That also set up like the most dangerous magic weapon I ever made.
So does
The
this
accordion.
mean... Oh. Does this mean Thrall is going to multi-class into Paladin?
Doesn't have to.
Is he going to be a Paladin Samurai?
Does not have to multi-class. In fact, you I don't
That would
That'd
be
be a lot.
pretty cool.
That would be a lot.
that would be really cool. The only downside, your strength is great, your con is great, your charisma is kind of unfortunate because
Oh, yeah.
that's what paladins cast with.
Does he
Uh,
need charisma to smite things?
Not to smite,
He can be
but
a
to do the
smiting
re-
only samurai. He
Hello,
only knows smites.
My job is to hit you with 2d8 radiant every single time. I have 5 spell slots. I only smite with them. Also, you're on fire. Did I mention that?
Ta-da.
God, that fight with Bartholomew went very quickly.
Yes, it did.
Chris, are you still recording?
I am.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye!